In this video, I will show you more than 43 shortcuts to speed up your workflow on Fusion. So let's go. To begin with, I will highlight some shortcuts here customized I created. So I will always put an asterisk when it is a custom shortcut. And to customize, you press Ctrl Alt K. You will choose the function you want to customize here. First shortcut I created was to change pages between the edit page and the Fusion page. To change, I put Shift plus slash, and to come back only slash. To open Spline view, I put the S key. And to open the keyframe page, the K. This navigator here is native. You press V to appear or disappear. The media pool, instead of clicking all the time, I put Alt plus M. For the effects, I put Alt plus E. And for clips, I put C. I didn't need to put anything on the nodes because I don't disable them. If you want to go to the beginning or end of the composition, just click Shift plus left to go to the beginning of the composition, or right arrow to go to the end of the composition. Instead of Shift, you can use Control 2. And now talking about viewers, see that? The media out is in the second because of that little white ball here. I can put this node here on the viewer 2 by pressing 2. This one on display 1 by pressing 1. Now let's talk about node shortcuts. First of them, Shift plus spacebar for you to add a node. If you want to select an action, you will press Shift plus Control plus spacebar. With this, you will be able to select an action, then you will have a set of new options that you can select. Now if you have a bigger nodes tree, you might want to save specific positions from that tree. To save these positions, just press Ctrl plus D and click Add. Here I will add another one to exemplify. Again, Ctrl plus D to add another. And now if I press Ctrl plus Shift plus 1, it goes to first. If I press Ctrl plus Shift plus 2, it goes to second preview. If you want to see better, you press here on the 3 points. Here another interesting detail. If you use the underlay node automatically, it saves right here, so you can also navigate faster to that node specifically. If you want to see all the bookmarks, you press Ctrl plus Shift plus D. To open, give 2 clicks here. To choose the input to connect to a node, hold Alt while pointing the arrow at the node this way. In vertically arranged compositions, you can quickly move from node to node by pressing up arrow or down arrow. But only in vertical compositions. Horizontal compositions, it doesn't work. To rename one node, just select the node you want to rename and press F2. If you want to disable all inputs for a specific node, just hold Shift and click on the node you want to disable. Automatically disconnects from all inputs where it was connected. In larger compositions, if you want to zoom in on a specific node, just point the cursor at that node and scroll using your mouse or touchpad. To disable a node from the node tree, you select that node and press Ctrl plus P. It's like he doesn't have it in the node tree. If you have a node that you don't know how to use, you don't know what to put in each input, you don't know how its inspector works, you can select that node and press F1. We'll automatically open the DaVinci Resolve manual on the page where it explains exactly how it works. Now I'm going to talk about shortcuts that I created so you don't have to waste time using the toolbar all the time. You will activate the node just by using the shortcut. To do this, you press Ctrl plus Shift plus spacebar. This will open the Select Action menu. Here you will search for customized hotkeys. Select Fusion and click New. Open Tools. You will choose the tool you want to add as shortcut. For example, this one, and here you will select the shortcut button, for example, R. If you want to select only one letter, you have to press twice until the letter appears in this field. Press, okay? This will save here in this tab. Here I have the shortcuts I like to use, then the acute to open the macro editor. For the background, I chose the B shortcut. If I want to add blur, I put Alt plus B. To add multi-merge, I saved the M shortcut as it is a shortcut that I use a lot. Shortcut Shift plus M for merge. For mask nodes, I saved the shortcut E for ellipse, R for rectangle, P for polygon mask, ALD plus, T for transform, G for glow, D for drop shadow. Now I'm talking a little about shortcuts for keyframe view, which can also serve for spline view. Open spline view by pressing K. If you press Ctrl plus A, you will select all nodes. Filter only animated nodes. Expand nodes. All these bars are keyframes. Let's disable it for now. Let's go back to the beginning of the composition by pressing Shift plus arrow to the left. Now if you press Alt plus square brackets, you will automatically jump between keyframes. You can go back and forth through all the keyframes of the composition. Let's take the example of topic movement. I'm going to select here the parameter I want to use as a reference and press Alt plus square brackets to jump. I can't jump all over the composition. If I select a node and a specific parameter, the program will use this reference to jump. If I don't select anything, I can skip through all nodes of the composition. Now let's animate, for example, this rectangular mask. Assuming you want to animate the width parameters, let's walk a little forward with playhead. If I want to create a new keyframe, just press Ctrl plus K. Selecting the parameter you want first automatically creates a new keyframe for us, instead of having to spend the whole time going back and forth in this diamond icon. This also serves the spline. Opening spline view. Choose the node you want to animate. Press Ctrl plus K. Automatically creates a new keyframe in the spline and keyframe view. Now let's learn how to duplicate keyframes. For that, I'm going to create, for example, a keyframe right here in frame 20. Return to the beginning of the composition. Drag the square. After a keyframe is automatically created, let's give the play. Now, there are these two keyframes. Now, if I want to duplicate, I will select these two keyframes and hold Ctrl and drag where I want them to go. Now, if you click V, you will be able to reverse these keyframes. So I can do an output animation too. The same way it came in, it'll come out. Now, if you want to smooth these keyframes, just select everything and click Shift plus S, which is also a valid shortcut for spline view. Sometimes you will see that you are cutting here. It is very small or very big, this visualization. So to fit this preview with our screen, just press Ctrl plus F, which is the same function from here, zoom to fit. Now, if you want to move or cut multiple layers together, you will select here the most top layer. After hold Shift and press here on the bottom layer. Automatically, this gray rectangle will appear. You can move one of them and they all move together. Sometimes there is a bug, as in this case here, but just select the buggy layer and fix it. Now let's talk about shortcuts to spline view. Ctrl plus F activates the zoom to fit our composition. And here's an interesting shortcut. If you select one or more keyframes here and press arrow up or down on your keyboard, you can reduce your keyframe value here automatically. And this reduction will depend precisely on this scale right here. So the larger this scale, the smaller this reduction will be. This shortcut is very interesting if you want to adjust the values more precisely. You press Shift plus arrow up or down, you can increase this value even more intensely. Likewise, all of this will depend on this scale right here on the side to define the accuracy or not of its adjustment. If you want to adjust the ease, just press T and it will automatically open this tab here. I will select 2 points here. You can adjust this ease here, and can also block so that they move together. Another interesting shortcut is when the handles are tilted. If you select everything and press F, they will be parallel to the horizontal line. If you try to move a handle here, the two will move together. If you want to move individually, you will hold Ctrl and now drag. Then you will be able to move individually. If you release the control, it will move again together. Now let's select here. Let's say I want to drag these curves. Notice how you will end up moving a little up and a little down. But if you want to move this in one direction, just the horizontal direction, for example, you'll hold Alt and drag. Now if you try to move up or down, it won't move. Likewise, if I want to move in the vertical direction, I will hold Alt and move up or down, but I cannot move either to the right or to the left. This also applies to handles. If I try to move here, I might end up changing direction, so I hold the Alt and I can move smoothly only in one direction. Finally, if you want to stretch the keyframes proportionally, you can use the shape box. To activate it, just press Shift plus B. The shape box will allow you to make these changes in a slightly smoother, easier way. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe here to this channel to follow the next videos about Fusion and mobile editing.